Hello everybody, this is Chronicles Dominate, and I kind of messed up on the last My Thoughts video because I got myself confused with this episode as the one where Esterozo shows up. But yeah, Golgius leaves after a bit after waking up in the boar hat, because even though Elizabeth and Hawk recognize him, they don't attack him or anything after what has happened. And yeah, this is going to be my thoughts and recap on Season 2, Episode 21. Yeah, in this episode, a few things pop up that even I wasn't expecting. Because of what Malaskila did with the whole bringing souls back from the dead thing. Grandmaster Zaratros was brought back from the dead. That's the Grandmaster that the Seven Deadly Sins were accused of killing in the first season. And I actually didn't mention this, but in an earlier episode, Dreyfus was wondering why hasn't he shown up to attack, maybe because all the souls that he had killed were showing up and trying to attack him. And Zaratros wasn't, because he was brought back. So he wasn't technically dead, so he couldn't go back to attack him. So I figured I'd mention that. Anyway, we find out that, yeah, like I said, he was brought back and he didn't regret what happened before, but he regrets not being able to save, Dreyfus and Hendrickson at the time because of what they were going through. That's what the regrets are for him. Anyway, Elizabeth shows Zaratros that she has Meliodas in the back room, and he's, well, I guess you could say in a coma, yet his hearts aren't beating, so I guess he's technically still dead. I don't know what you would call that. But yeah, Zaratros uses his knowledge of magic and rituals or whatever and shows her memories from way back when. I guess his memories, or maybe Meliodas' memories, I'm not sure. But shows back when Danafal had just gotten destroyed, and Meliodas had found Elizabeth somehow as a baby, because she was born in Danafal. And yeah, one of his lines makes me think that he knows that that's Elizabeth, or that's Liz, I mean, because she was obviously, because Elizabeth is it's a reincarnation of Liz, and what he says makes me think that he knows that that actually is Liz's soul reincarnated. Because when Zaratros tries to take the baby from him so he could rest because he was exhausted and probably injured, he slaps his hand away and says, "Don't touch my woman." Now, why would you say that if you didn't already know that that was your woman, And it kind of is a little creepy to think about, because he watched essentially his soon-to-be lover grow up from a baby into, I think, a 16-year-old at this point, from what I've heard. And essentially, he was made into a holy knight to be a holy knight for Elizabeth, I guess you could say her bodyguard. And Elizabeth looks so adorable as a little girl. It is just so cute. And yeah, essentially, something else he said to Elizabeth as a little girl, makes her know that he'll come back eventually, because he had mentioned that to her, he'll come back no matter what, and I'm guessing he was alluding to his curse if he should die. But he didn't obviously mention it that way, because you don't mention that to a little girl without traumatizing her. And this also alludes to the curse as well, because it showed his memory of him and Elizabeth and Meliodas having having some drinks, and they both kind of got drunk a little bit. I don't know how much Meliodas, but Zaratros was kind of out of it, and he mentioned the curse that he can't die. And yeah, it actually does throw it in your face that he can't die because of a curse. And that's why he's been alive for so long. And let's see. What else happens in this episode I haven't mentioned? It mentioned the whole Escanor thing with Estarosa. That will pop up at the end of the episode, actually. What else ends up happening? I can't really remember. I just checked the episode. Oh, it shows Meliodas' soul in Purgatory? Hell? I don't know. It's somewhere. Somewhere either in the afterlife or in between the afterlife and life. I don't know where. And he essentially is trying to get back, and some strange male force is trying to stop him. And essentially we find out that that's actually the Demon King. I don't know if it's actually mentioned, but yeah, it's kind of hint that it's the Demon King. And I think it mentioned that Meliodas was his son. I'm not quite sure, I don't remember, but yeah, essentially whenever Meliodas dies, he ends up there, and the Demon King tries to siphon up his energy every time. And essentially he'll eventually come back, it's just a matter of how long it'll take. But yeah, that's all the stuff that's happened in this episode. If I forget anything important, please feel free to tell me. And I will see you all next time.